Real news. Honest and fun political talk weekly on the line 90.7 FM. We attended an anime convention.
You attended an anime convention?
Well, we did. Well, let's put this in more clarity. We how did you say it, Alex?
We crashed the anime convention.
Yeah, we did. You can pull that closer to yourself.
Yeah, I was going through our documents that we've acquired.
We have the documents.
We have some documents. We have some, I don't know if we'll be able to put on here, but I know we have some footage.
Yes, we have some footage, and we're going to play some of the audio later when we talk about those bits. So stay tuned for that. But yes, we quote-unquote crashed it, reported on it. We did some investigative journalism. I'm going to make something very clear, because many people are going to say, oh, you sound like Nick Fuentes, don't you? You hate Catboys. You hate all these things. You don't like these things. And yet you did X, Y, and Z. Well, I'll tell you one thing. I do not like anime at all. You do not like anime at all, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. But we put ourselves out there. We took a hit for the team. We risked our lives going into that convention.
And our noses.
Yeah. All of our 5 senses were at risk. And we did it just to see what it's all about, see what these people do, to get a sense of, like, what is it like do these people, because people have, like, stereotypes of anime people, and you wonder, like, are these really the stereotypes that you hear about? Are these people, interesting in some way, or do they, have any, is it really just a bunch of weird people, like, dressing up as some think it is? Well, we went there, and what are your final thoughts, your verdict on the whole investigation?
Well, I think we've uncovered some very disturbing fandom, honestly. Like, when we first went in there, like, you would see people from all, like, not even just anime, like, there would be video game people. We saw a few members of the furry community over there.
We did see a furry.
A couple transvestites I saw. I don't know if it's, they dress and drag outside of anime, or if it's just for that particular, I'm sorry, a little bit of audio issues. Or
we're good.
Or if it's just for that thing, but there was a few men in dresses, and that was pretty disturbing. And just the smell of that place. Like, I know we have investigated previously Setsucon, I believe this was it was 4 years ago. And, I'll give it this. It was a lot less pungent this time. I don't know if many people have learned to take a bath, or if maybe the venue was larger, so there was less stink wafting around the rooms, but for the most part, it wasn't, like, unbearable. I mean, there was a few times, like, they had, like, there's a whole host of events there, and honestly, we probably missed some of the more interesting ones.
More deviant ones, some would say.
Some of them occurred tonight.
Did it smell like cheese curls and sadness?
It smelled like sweat and, like, that rag that you leave in the, in the hamper at the bottom that you don't want your mom to find.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
It just smells like sadness and depression, and, it was terrible. Like, but it wasn't as bad as the last time, so I'll give it that. But, like, man, it was just such a strange place. So many, like, hipsters over there. Like, it was, for certain people, like, this is pretty much just like a nerdy, like, gun show kind of sort of vibe to it. But
without, like,
the
guns.
Yeah, like, no, they had guns there, but they weren't real guns.
They were fake.
Yeah, they were fake guns. But they had a lot of hipsters. They had, like, a soda, like a hipster soda fountain where it was, like, I think it was, like, $10 or $20, and you got, like, a mug. It looked like one of those, like, cheap ones you'd find at Walmart for, like, $1. They can do Moscow mules and stuff in there. Like, one of those sort of things. But they put, like, hipster soda, like craft soda, because I guess maybe they didn't have a liquor license or something. And just, like, that whole place was just very disturbing. Like, when me and Sean were originally walking.
Sean and I.
Okay, Mr. Gamer Nazi. But so when we first came there, we parked in the they had, like, a
parking garage.
Yeah, and that was probably the most shady parking garage I've ever been in.
Oh, okay. I thought you said something else.
No, it was very disturbing.
There was shady.
No lights. Like, there was places where all sorts of crimes could probably be committed.
Yeah.
And no one would know.
It was the scariest parking garage I've ever been in, and it was just creepy, like, because we kept going up, and there was less and less light, and we're like, there's gotta be a light at the end of this tunnel, and you notice, like, where there was lights, where all the cars were parked.
Yeah, like, I mean, eventually when we went to leave, apparently they turned on the lights, but like even then, it was just unsafe.
Yeah.
It was especially unsafe because we tried to go and use a staircase, and the one staircase had a sheet of ice on there. So, you try to go down there, you're going to be slipping and falling down a flight of stairs. Like, I don't know how someone, like, didn't sue them, because that is...
very dangerous.
Yeah, that is, like, beyond negligent for the... well, I can't say beyond negligent, but it was definitely something that should not be done. Like, it was a serious hazard to my health. If I would, like, I'm a slept when I open up that door to go and hold on to the door handle.
And then when you let go of the door, it just went boom.
Yeah, and I couldn't even find the elevators. Like, it was, I think they did
Well,
have
we did
one.
find it, but it didn't go all the way down.
Yeah, well, I don't know, it was just shady.
It was really shady.
But the good part was it was free. But yeah, no, it was definitely, they should have treated that better. Because I was looking at the employee parking lot, and that entire thing looked like an ice rink.
Yeah. This was in Altoona, by the way, so you're kind of in the middle of nowhere. And it was just, like I said, it was a shady parking lot, but when we got in, we knew we were in the right place when we walked in.
Oh, yeah, your nose was assaulted by the various odors.
It wasn't as bad as 2016 or 17.
I think it was just like... The general area was really bad. The other places weren't as bad, with the exception of the obese belly dancers.
Oh, God. Yeah, okay. At least the belly dancers they had last time were fit. They were in shape. These had belly dancers that clearly didn't do a lot of belly dancing. I'm sorry, but it's just like I didn't get it. And there was a furry in one of these things we sat in. They unmasked. And then they had this, cosplay TED Talk. It wasn't even a TED Talk. Like, at least TED Talks have some sort of character to them. This was just some crappy PowerPoint that first you couldn't read it because there was too many lights. And so they had to fix that. And then when they did fix it, it was just, I almost fell asleep. I got so bored.
They just kept ranting on about like fabrics, and like they had a couple people up there, and it was just boring. And then they had some people from the audience, like the one person, she kept like just going on and on and on. I was just like, are they gonna go and like pull her, like get the cane out or something? She just kept interjecting.
And she was really weird too. That one girl. Remember?
Yeah. She was a little bit strange. But
do you remember the part where they were talking about like what not to do with cosplaying? And one of them said, "No, do not use as a tool for bullying and racism."
Like, they should have elaborated a little bit on that.
What do they mean?
They elaborate on like the one part, like. I forget, it was one of the rules was like, do not go and use cosplay to go and like, you're not like, you can't claim. No, you
can't claim a cosplay as like your character. Yeah, cosplay's character is your own.
Yeah, they like went to depth with that when like that's apparently a problem. It's like, no, I'm the real Naruto. You guys are all like fake. This is my cosplay. Get out of my swamp. Like, this is why
it's cosplay appropriation.
Yeah, and it's like, this is why people don't respect this, group of individuals.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like, I went to this with open eyes, open ears last time, got weirded out. And this time, I think we're just kind of like, we find he's a bit entertaining and it's interesting exploring subcultures. It's like, why is this person doing this with their life? I obviously do not endorse it, but like when these people, I'll criticize a trad right here when they say, oh, there's all this, degeneracy and bad things happening. But when you look at like these people are like look at the anime community, like there's not that many of them out there. I mean, it's growing.
How many are there?
Well, you look at some of them, you wouldn't expect them. Like some of these older people there. Oh yeah, let's talk about that. We went down this one convention hall, and there was this guy in front of us that was, for lack of a better term, just kind of like creeped us out.
He was in a Dwight Schrute costume from The Office. I didn't know it was a Dwight Schrute costume. He just kept like following us.
Yeah. No, he grabbed the chair and then he started following us. That's why I got scared. I'm like, oh, let's move. We're getting out of here. Like, this is too much. I mean, it was just ridiculous. And when we were in the vending area, like you saw, you made a great joke that just went over my head for a second. Like, this is something like Phil was like saying to me, like, you hate it when people don't get your good jokes. Like, you had a good joke. It took us a little bit to get it. You want to tell us that?
Yeah. So this, like, they have. Well, I need to go and first explain where this white flag came from. So
they do need that context.
So these belly dancers, they're called like Antiphony or something. And you're supposed
Antifa,
Antipony. I don't know how you say it. I just know how it's spelled. Antipode. They go, and apparently when they're doing their thing, you get like a flag, and it corresponds to one of the girls, or I don't know if the guy is included, but you go and wave these flags around for I guess your waifu or whichever character that you like when they start doing something good, and then you're supposed to make this like this screeching sound. It's like lee 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 lee. That's what they like. They didn't even do it this time when we were in there because we kind of jumped in halfway through. The last time we were there, it spooked me out. And I left like 5 minutes after they did that and the Pokemon belly dancing. But anyways, so you have different colored flags, and there was like a girl with white hair, black hair, like yellow hair, and red hair. And someone brought a white flag into the into the vendor hall.
That's racist.
And he dropped it off, and he's like, hey, someone lost this. And I was like, oh, they must be French because it was a white flag. And then the guy ends up like coming back. He told me a joke. He was like, oh, yeah, I went to a gun show once, and there's a French rifle. It was dropped once and never fired. Yeah, that was probably one of the few like cool people.
Yeah.
Like, he just looks so out of place. Like, he was an older gentleman.
Dude, we looked out of place. We were so dressed normally. We didn't have anything on us. I think almost everybody was in cosplay.
No, there's a few people.
There were, but like most of them were in cosplay.
And the cosplays of varying quality. Like there's like the guy who did Geralt.
The Witcher dude, yeah, when he was Geralt, yeah, he looked pretty good. We can play his interview because he was pretty nice.
Do we got it?
Yeah, we do. We'll load that clip up right now.
Okay.
When we approached him, it was outside one of the event halls. He was just sort of chilling. We're like, oh, can we interview? He's like, yeah, of course.
That's one thing I give it with this place, too, is like their camera policy is a lot better than the other one.
They had great camera policies. So what made you come out here today?
Well, I was really excited to see the effort and the cause.
Yeah, that clip's really short, and then it gets back to it.
Plays that are going to be here, and the variety of merchandise I could see.
So I see you are dressed up as Geralt from The Witcher. Are you from the video games? Is that what made you fall in love with, or the actual Netflix show?
The Netflix show really caught my eye. The video games, yes, they're fun, but it just seems sort of non-canon to the books, of course.
Mm-hmm. So why did you decide to do it, like dress up as a non-anime character at an anime convention?
Just to stand out, and yeah, that's mainly it, just to stand out.
Yeah, I like it. You have anything you want to add?
So, is this your first anime convention you've been to?
No, I've actually gone to several anime conventions. The Sci-Fi Valley Con was really my first convention that I went to. It was back at the 2016. I've been going to cons ever since.
Well, that's awesome. Now, do you like anime other than just this sort of fandom other than just The Witcher? Like, did you start off with anime or?
Yeah, actually, my first anime was Full Metal Alchemist, and I started watching that when I was about 13. I'm 21 right now, and I've just been watching anime ever since.
Well, that's awesome. So, is there any sort of trends you see in the anime community that are interesting that have been developing over the recent years that you like, you don't like, something like that?
I definitely see it's going towards a more. There's more effort going into the anime nowadays, what with budgets and with the popularity rising. So the animation quality has really risen, in my opinion, and I really enjoy that.
Oh, that's good. So, how are you liking the convention so far over here compared to any other ones you've been to?
There's a lot of people here, a lot more than I expected, and there's a variety with the shops and stands, and I'm really happy about that.
All right.
I believe it's a good turnout.
Yeah.
All right.
We were at the first one in, was it 2016?
Yeah, was it 2016?
Yeah.
Well, Setsucon went on before then, but we went to the one, you were a freshman.
Yeah.
I was Setsucon. Now,
Yeah, I think that's the full interview there. So, you got a taste of that. It was pretty good. He was very nice to us. And Before anybody ever says, "Oh, we don't do actual reporting, we don't do real news on the ground reporting," we just did. We did at an anime convention of all places. You find anything interesting in those booklets and packets there?
Yeah, they have some very interesting panels over here, which I did not see when we were over here. They have one, Embrace the Lace, an introduction to Lolita fashion.
Lolita?
Yeah. So
like the book.
Little girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's another really disturbing thing that I kind of noticed when we were in the vendor hall. They had...
Oh, yeah, they had that one, like... I don't know if it's a doll, action figure, figurine, but it had this girl on the cover, and she was wearing nothing except like the bare minimum on the top, and there was a word that you claim in Latin means girl, not woman, girl.
Puella.
Puella?
Yeah, that's Latin for girl, like underage girl.
Right. They say this stuff doesn't happen or it's not there, but we found it.
Yeah, they had like a bunch of these like little girls, and one had like a watermelon.
Oh yeah, that was a bit suggestive.
Yeah, like they had just some very weird stuff, and you kind of notice this too. It's like the furry fandom where they say, "Oh, we're not about sexualizing animals," and then you go into Tumblr, you go onto DeviantArt, and you can go and look in there for 5 seconds and realize they're full of crap. It's like, and then you go to the anime convention, you go and take a look. Like, sure, yeah, they have like Totoro, but then you go and start looking to the little more seedier sides, and they have some very, a lot of homoerotic content, both male and female. Just a lot of eroticism in there, like especially with like younger girls. And this is why people like, anime people have a certain reputation where you want to keep them away from your children generally. You want to separate them, because when they sort of have this content over here, it's very disturbing. Like, they're telling you how to go in Lolita fashion. Like, if we have anyone over here who can explain that, like, and call in and explain if Lolita means something else.
Please do. And if you're a fan of anime, please call in 814-865-9577. And if you disagree with us, or you have a different perspective, or can back up what we're saying, call in.
And I mean, yeah, we did miss a lot of sort of the more interesting events, unfortunately.
That's a shame.
I mean, I'm kind of glad we didn't have to see that.
Oh my god.
But like, they had more belly dancing with Antipode. They had the basics of hentai. Congrats, you're a pervert. A lot of 18+ fan fiction events. Just a lot of 18+ viewings. Like, this is kind of disturbing.
Yeah.
That they have all this over here. And in this one, they had a lot of like games and stuff. I wish I would have played. Like, I tried that one game.
The Sonic one, where you couldn't collect the coins or she'd die.
Yeah, that was insane. Like, you'd think it'd be like, oh, it's the first little Sonic, but no, it's just like, oh, you're screwed, man.
It's an interesting idea where they modified them. But
yeah, like see, I don't mind that part. Like, the games and stuff, that's pretty cool. And the sci-fi, that's pretty cool. But when you start getting into like the little girl sort of, we need to see. You can talk about like the incest stuff. I think we missed most of that, but I know that's a genre of anime. Yeah, it's a whole genre. Like, I know we had like Game of Thrones. That kind of has a lot of that content in there. But Japan, you can find a whole genre dedicated to brother, sister, mother, stepmother. Not even just the hentai. Like, they have full-blown series revolving around family ties.
What do you think of anime, Phil?
I don't really watch it too much. I guess some could be okay.
Kidding.
Well, I mean, I watched it when I was a little kid, like Dragon Ball Z or something.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I kind of got older and started doing other stuff,
Well, see, like Dragon Ball Z and like Samurai Jack and stuff like that.
Shush.
That
I will dump you for that.
Well, it's like, it's almost like there's like different types almost, but like, it's like the drugs, I guess. People, they get hooked on.
Great analogy already.
You get hooked. It's like, oh, this drug isn't so bad, and then you sooner or later you're doing crystal meth in the back.
Pokemon's like the gateway drug. It's like the weed.
Like Pokemon, Dragon Ball, and then you're on like hardcore meth, and it's like.
That's like hentai.
Yeah, it's like hentai, and like was it My Little Pony? It's My Little Pony. No, it's not anime, but like you'll see people in there.
Yeah, those people do like
it's the same group. So it's like, Pokemon would be the weed, then you start getting to like furries and stuff. You're in like crystal meth territory, like it gets, and there's just not that much like wriggle room over there. It just starts out over here and just like boom, you're hooked on crack.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it is. It just like leads you into there. It's like, you go over, you go and see the sign that says free candy. It's like, oh, this will be pretty fun. Then, you're taken into a van and, you're kind of gone at that point. And
in that parking garage.
That's anime, it's like, oh, it's so sweet. Look, there's a cute anime character. And then, sooner we talk, that's all you're going to talk about. That's probably the biggest problem with anime. It's like, that's what they revolve around.
It's their identity.
Like when we were going in that one panel, people would literally spend money on, they had to go make a rule in that cosplay is not more important than rent, because there's people out there who will go and spend their money on cosplay, to the point where they cannot afford rent, to the point where they will go and like have to go and cut back on actual necessities in life because they just like dressing up as an anime character or a video game character. And it's just, everything's so expensive in there too. Like I remember I was looking over there and they had some stupid like doll or action figure or
like
something.
$150 something.
Yeah, like 128. Then like the last time we were there, they had like the DVDs, and it was like for like a box set. It was like $140 or like $200. So like,
and they weren't even Blu-rays. I don't think. I think they were just DVDs.
Yeah, and I don't even know if you could even play it over here because it was probably Japanese anyway. You'd probably need to go and spend like $40 on a Japanese to like a DVD
Unless
player.
you have an Origin free player.
Yeah, it's like non-region locked or something.
Yeah.
I mean, you can probably get those, but
region free. I said Origin. What am I saying?
Oh.
I'm thinking of Origin like the EA.
Oh god,
Origin.
You don't want that either. I mean, that's almost as bad as anime.
Oh boy, that's a steep one.
Well, they did some pretty cool stuff there though. Like they had some like some of these people who do this stuff. Like we met I guess he would make like lockets and like leather.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He had the Versa logo. He had the Eye of Horus on there, and I was like, I want that. It's great. It's a nice token, a nice souvenir we can bring back to the show. But it was expensive.
Yeah, it's like $15 for that. I mean, I get it.
It was so tiny too.
The dude hand makes it and all, but like, come on. Like maybe like $8 or $7 or like $5, but like, dude, you're talking $15 and
yeah, he's pushing a hard bargain there. I mean,
like where these people get that money from?
I know.
To go and spend on anime. Like, see, my brother would do all that stuff. He'll spend just tons
what
of
does
money
he
on
do?
this
Where did he
crap.
get his money?
They're saving it. They're saving their money by living in their mom's basement.
Yeah, that's pretty much what he was doing. He was collecting. I mean, he'll just like he would spend junk on that. But like most of these people, they're, you have to be saving just tons of money, just blowing it on stupid anime stuff. Like people, like I'll make fun of people who bought that Bella Delphine like bathwater, but like that's pretty much the anime community right there. If they had like some like character from an anime's like bathwater, people would be paying good money for it.
One thing I wanted to talk about, probably saw us in the news, you might not have at the same time, but Penn State is having another hazing scandal where the football coach, Franklin, is getting sued by a football player because he was hazed by players, and Franklin knew about it and did nothing. What do you guys think about this? Do you think it's going to be a big deal? Do you think it's going to be the controversy of the year at Penn State, or is it going to get swept under the rug and forgotten?
I think there will be an investigation, and they'll find no wrongdoing, whether wrongdoing happened or not, and I think that'll pretty much be the end of it.
I don't think this is going to be like another Jerry Sandusky thing, Well, like it just does, like it does involve minors. I mean, it's bad, but I think what's going to happen is, he's probably like, I mean, what was it, Coach Franklin? He's been doing too good. Where I don't think they go and throw that under the bus. Because like he's probably been the best coach Penn State had since what was it, Joe Paterno. So they're really not going to want to be messing with him. I mean, he might get some sort of like black mark or whatever. Like whoever was really doing is probably getting in trouble. Maybe a slap on the wrist, depending on how good of a player they are. Maybe some like token person will get like kicked off the team, but I don't think it's gonna go anywhere. There's probably be an NDA involved, and that'll probably be the end of that. But like they did say some pretty messed up things on there.
Yeah, Yeah,
I mean, we have to like really, in stuff like this, you have to really respect the investigation and just like
true.
let it play out, because it's like we've worn this one out too many times, like where people say stuff, people accuse people of stuff, and then the investigation happens, and then it's comes to find out that it's a complete 180. And I mean, I don't know. Maybe it could have happened. Maybe it didn't happen. I don't know if we'll ever know. But I mean, but then again, can you really trust the hierarchy that says they're doing the investigation to really do a thorough and clean investigation?
Yeah.
That's the thing.
I
like,
do have my doubts.
Like, look what happened to the Sandusky scandal. Like, they had some, like, didn't like a prosecutor or something wind up like missing, and they still haven't found him. I don't know if it was a prosecutor, but there was like some key person. There was a computer found in the middle of like a lake. Like, there was some really shady stuff. Yeah, like
what?
Yeah, there was like some really shady stuff with the Sandusky case that was going on over here, and who knows? Like there's someone who I think is still missing. Probably, they'll probably find them in a lake or something. Like, there's a lot of just really shady stuff going on around here that we haven't really got to the bottom of yet. You have to look that one up, fact check me if you will, but I remember hearing about that. Like, I don't know if it's a prosecutor, like, or if it was a witness, but there was someone who like just went missing, and then there was like a laptop found in like a lake or something. Like, the car was found in the lake with the laptop. But yeah, I mean, this thing just, it's not. I mean, it's bad, but I mean, come on. I'm pretty sure every single like organization like that probably has some form of hazing. Like, if you have like a major, I'm pretty sure like the NFL, like those teams probably have some sort of like hazing stuff. I know the military has, all sorts of rituals and stuff. I mean, I wasn't in there, but I mean, my dad was, and he's, it happened. I don't know anymore if it's still around, but
I'm sure it still is.
I don't know, Phil, you'd probably be able to, talk a little bit more about that stuff, if that even exists anymore, but
I mean, I have to, like, if you look at it like an investigation, it's like you have to see who's doing it. Like, you have to see who's doing it, because if they say, oh, we're doing an internal investigation, well, already I'm like, okay, red flags are going up. I'm like, oh, these guys are trying to try to cover it up. Whereas if you go, oh, we're getting an outside party to investigate the situation, try to figure out what happened, then it's like, okay, all right, there's a little bit of that. Like, it took like for example, for the Sandusky stuff, it took like an outside the free report. Like, it took somebody outside of the school to investigate the situation to kind of start helping Penn State move in a more correct direction.
Well, that's the thing about this. There are two things that surprised me. Number one, which is that hasn't like Franklin of all people, why wouldn't he report this stuff? Because hasn't Penn State learned from its past nationwide massive scandal that everybody was talking about how bad this is, and if you try to cover it up, you're still going to get caught eventually. And number two, which is, I tend to feel there's a lot more of the story than we know, because it's kind of like even with Weinstein, like I forget which actress came. It was an actress from The Sopranos came out just a day or so ago saying she was raped by Weinstein. It's like more and more stuff comes out. Well, sometimes you gotta give it a grain of salt, and you gotta be like, well, why are you coming out now? But I think with stuff like this, I sometimes think there's more to the story.
Yeah, I think there definitely could be hazing. I think, when you get something like a group, especially of guys of that magnitude, and even girls, so you'll see that in a lot of sororities. Like, you'll, like, especially with that sort of camaraderie, I have a feeling it's probably in a lot of sort of organizations. Not to go and downplay it, but I'm pretty sure something happened. Like, but what actually allegedly happened? Like, do you know what allegedly happened or was done?
Probably can't say it on the radio. It's kind of graphic, but let's just say inappropriate areas were touched in inappropriate ways, and they said inappropriate things. And, I'm not gonna lie, like I don't know much about the sports world and all these other things. Like kind of, I don't even understand really hazing. It's just a weird thing.
Well, I'm not trying to go make it sound any better, but it's just kind of like a way to, I don't know, I guess initiate people when like you have some.
Yes, but it's bizarre. Like you put people through like gross, stuff. Like look what the frats were doing. Look at the one with the kid that died, the elephant walk. I can't talk about it here, but if you Google it, you'll be grossed out.
Yeah, like they do all that, I guess, to go and kind of bind them into some sort of like code. Like, hey, it's almost like mutual blackmail.
It's kind of a power thing. Control.
A control thing. It's like, I'll make you do something disgusting, and then I guess that kind of makes you not want to go and talk about it because like, oh, I did this disgusting thing with someone else, and it's like, oh, it's kind of bound by that mutually assured destruction, I guess. And like, it probably goes back to the days of like the Spartans when, they before they go into battle, they would go and do some actions with each other.
Yeah.
Even though they had wives at home, but when the women are away, the men will play, I guess.
Well, and one of the other things too was, I haven't talked about this on here. This is a big coming out moment for me, but I went to the gym.
Oh, you went to the gym?
Not once. Twice.
Breaking news.
More than 11.
What'd you do? Do you go to the hot tub?
Yeah, close. See, I've been going to physical therapy because my back's been hurting more. So one of the things to strengthen like all your muscles really is to do swimming. So pool is literally right across from my dorm. You've seen it a million times, when we enter my dorm. And I was like, okay, I'll use the pool there. I'm going to go in there. I managed, first time I walked in, it was cool, dude. I figured it out. It wasn't too awkward. I didn't mess anything up. I went in, went out. I got over my gym phobia, and it was cool. But the second time I went in, I noticed something because the way they have it laid out, when you go into the men's locker room, which is, you're already laughing, which is where I change. Because it's cold. I want to wear my swim trunks.
Were you one of those guys who are afraid to go and expose their, stuff in the locker room?
Well, I didn't. I don't know what the conduct is, but I wasn't gonna do it in the locker room.
Well, I did. You don't get changed in the locker room.
Well, I thought you.
No,
like in my gym at high school, you left your boxers on.
No, that's disgusting, dude. When I was on the swimming team, we exposed ourselves.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. Like, geez, the old men in the locker room, they have no problems letting themselves be exposed.
Well, now you know what I mean when I say I am not experienced with the gym. But I went in there, I changed, and the way it's connected to the pool, so you don't have to take like a long way around. It's connected right to this. You can go through the exit, but you have to go through the showers, and the showers, I thought, it's like a typical shower like in the dorm where it's got its own little section.
No.
No. It's open.
Yeah,
and there's like
that's how it goes. That's how the YMCA was. You can see an old man in there. And like that's literally, I used to work out YMCA. I'm pretty sure that's like what half these old men will do is just like sit in the shower for like an hour, just like, washing themselves, probably looking at all the young meat in there and be like, oh.
I remember when I was like that.
Yeah, a bunch of creepy old men just like, because there's always, if you go to YMCA, I can guarantee you'll see an old man just showering in there no matter what time of the day.
Well, there weren't any areas to sit, but when I was coming back in, I forgot about that. And so I walk in and I hear the shower go. I'm like, oh, I had my phone with me because I had to wait for somebody to finish.
You had your phone in the shower?
No, not in the shower. No. With me by the pool because I had to wait for other people to finish to get in there. And so I was like, oh, I better cover up my phone because the shower's going. And I didn't think, and then I didn't know the norms of the gym, and how the creatures in this habitat behave. And I walk in, and there's a guy with his butt naked, pointing right at me, and he was starting to turn around. I was like, there's a nice wall. And then, I kept walking. I turned my head real quick. I'm like, I'm not seeing that. I'm like, and I thought, now I know why Sandusky happened. Like, Jesus, like, can you just put a curtain up?
That's how a gym works. Don't be afraid.
Put a curtain up?
No, you don't have to do that. Like, don't be afraid. There's people out there. They like to shower, and when you're showering, you don't have clothes on. If you're in the men's locker room, you have the same parts. Hopefully. I mean, this is a college campus.
Not in 2020.
But 99% of people, you go to the locker room, you go to your sex locker room, it's nothing new over there. No new information.
I know.
What did you expect was gonna happen? It was gonna be like,
what, they like put like a swimsuit on or something? They just shower in their
Yeah,
I need to put my swim trunks on to take a shower.
No, this isn't like a kids
shower.
cartoon or something. This is like what real life gym. Like, weren't you in like weren't you in like track and field or something?
Yeah.
How
we
they
didn't shower.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there were showers there, but people covered up. They went. It's like Islam. You cover it up.
Nah, see, I was on the swimming team. We did not cover up. We'd sit in the showers. We'd pee in the showers. We'd do a bunch of.
Look,
we pee in the pool too. Like it was pretty. Like, oh no,
was this Caddyshack?
No, but like we used to do a thing, and it was like if you wanted to do good, like if you wanted good luck, and you were like doing backstroke, you go and do a little pee before you go.
See, here's the thing.
Our coach wouldn't let us get out if we had to go pee. We had to go and do a number
that's
two.
Not nice. I mean, I think honestly, I think nudity is weirdly like stigmatized, but at the same time, I like my privacy, and I don't know. That's just like
you gotta break free.
It wasn't that. The funny thing was when I first saw the man like naked, it didn't hit me that hard. I was just like, oh, look away. But I dramatized the story a bit. But like, I expected it to hit me harder. But it's like I don't want to say I warmed up to it because that's gonna sound
you
wrong,
don't want to be staring at his weasel, but you can't. Just don't look at it. Just be like, oh hey, how you doing? Just don't look down there.
No, I
keep your eyes
it.
away from that area.
The eyes are up here.
Yeah, no, I mean that's how a gym is. I mean, I guess we're in America. In America, a lot of people they grew up. It's like, especially with gyms these days, and like gym class
these days,
like gym class where you don't actually even have to shower anymore. Like, good Lord, back, I mean, this is before my time, but I know like. At least in the sports, you'd have to take a shower, or at least expose yourself in a locker room. And that's what you did. Now it's like, oh heavens, there could be a naked person of the same gender as me. Oh no.
I got it.
I didn't
know. I don't know the unspoken rules of the gym, so I played it safe.
See, this is why you need to go to the gym where you would learn these things. It's like, okay, there's nothing to be ashamed of.
One thing I did notice there, because I got into
don't be comparing or anything, but
it's not a competition. But I one of the things, like I said this in my health class, just from like things I hear or things I've observed vaguely, I thought most like gyms, like women do go to gyms, but it's mostly men. I went there and I was wrong. It was like all men.
No, women go to gyms.
Oh yeah, no, I know they do. The second time there are more women, but it's mostly men.
Well,
it's like 80%.
Women go to gym a lot, but they'll go to their own gyms a lot of times because when you'll get guys in the gym who will think it's a good place to go and hit on women.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's generally, I mean, I don't know. That's not some place I go to hit on a woman because that's just like harassing almost. It's like, oh, I'm going to go and exercise. Oh, hey. You want to go on a date? No, let me go and do my like cardio. Let me go and like lift some weights there, buddy. That's not something that I would think would be appropriate, and that's why they have a lot of women's only gyms. And like they'll do other stuff too. Like women tend to do a lot more cardio because they are afraid that they'll gain muscle. Like a lot of women are afraid to gain muscle because they think it's.
Some of the women that were there that I saw were like ripped.
Oh yeah,
like ripped, and I'm like, I mean, like I said, like it was 80% men, though, but the women there though were ripped, and it was an interesting experience.
Well, because a lot they just don't want to be seen.
One thing I'm going to talk about that's going to be, I think this will be entertaining. Actually, there is a class, somebody I know, I'm not going to out this person's taking, for the sake of their grade, that has some very SJW stuff in it, and I mean extra SJW. This class is RHS 100, which is I think it's a disabilities cultures class. Okay, it's a bit of a niche thing, but it just goes overboard on these. I'll read just some of these slides I found with this SJW stuff. They have a thing in this class where they speak in person first language. Person first. So what is person first language? Well, it is an emphasis on the person rather than the disability, a choice of words when referring to or communicating with individuals with disabilities. Language is powerful. Choosing the wrong language when communicating with individuals with Disabilities can lead to, and there's like this circle thing on here, and it goes shame, disgrace, dishonor, taint, stain, discredit, shame, disgrace, and it just keeps looping. And so I'll give you an example of person first language. So you don't say that, there's a blind man over there. You have to say, there is a person who is blind over there. People who are blind.
A person without sight.
Yeah. It's like, it's like the whole like colored people versus people of color thing. You're just adding more words. You're making it more complicated. I don't get this person first language. And on the slide, oh my God, I didn't even see this. It says disability microaggression. You don't look disabled. That's a microaggression. He is cute even though he is blind. That's a microaggression. And they define microaggression on here too. A statement or action or incident regarding as an instance of indirect, subtle, or unintentional discrimination against members of a marginalized group, such as a racial or ethnic minority. I don't see the discrimination there, but okay. So, this is a very like just super left class. Oh my God, there's a slide that says diversity. Look at this, Alex. Look at this.
Oh, of course.
Oh God. This class is insane. I really want to go into this class and like have some fun with them because it's just absolutely insane. Like, do you use person first language? Do you ever think to yourself like, I need to do that?
No one does that except for like lefties and like college academics. It is like insular to this, like to university. Like no one cares about that. It's just such BS because you have to like go and reword. It's newspeak. You just have to go and like reword things to make them longer and make less sense. Like, a person with blindness. Now, see, this person with blindness was crossing the road and he got hit by a person with mental incapacity in a car, and like it just doesn't make any sense. And you have to go and like dribble and drabble for like 10 minutes to go and describe something you couldn't too.
And it sounds like you can't even use the word handicap. On the slide here, they define handicap as any disadvantage. Didn't use the word disability there. You apparently can't use that in this class. That makes success more difficult, or a physical or mental disability, they said it, making participation activities more difficult. This term can be offensive, especially when preceded by the or physically.
This person needs to, like, I think this person is disabled, like, mentally. Like, honestly, to go and think that you can go and do this in a court, in, like, a class. Like, no, this is so stupid. The fact that like they're actually teaching kids this crap, like it's really upsetting me as a taxpayer and as a alumni over here that we have professors who are this much into the social justice, just bullcrap ideology. And this is nothing but a political class. Like you just gonna take a look at that for a second. It's like, okay, this is just complete BS. This should not be taught. How is this going to help some in the workforce? Like this doesn't help disability, like people who are disabled and all that other jazz. It does nothing. It just makes you have to go and make you treat like people like disabled people like
they're special little pets.
Like you're use people first language. It doesn't change anything. That stuff. It doesn't change the content of what they're saying. It just makes you sound like an idiot trying to go and do like this word sorcery around it.
And they had to, and the person I know in this class had to do this. They were forced to read a person first language pledge. They all had to do it. The slide says, repeat after me. Changing the way I think means changing the way I talk. I pledge to make a change one conversation at a time. I will use person first language and educate others. I understand that using person first language about having respect and following the rule to, quote, do until to others as you would have them do to you, unquote. I also pledge not to use the words like retarded, idiot, imbecile, cripple, loser, special ed, and any other. Wait, what's wrong with special ed?
Yeah,
what's wrong with special ed?
I don't know.
And any other disability label that may insult or that may be harmful. Everything may be something.
Yeah, that's totally retarded.
I will treat people fairly, and as the individual human that they are. Well, I already do that. I will be an agent of change. I'm an
you're
agent of
forcing
chaos.
You're forcing people to take a political ideology in that class.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That
liberal
is
conditioning.
complete BS. That should be against some sort of code of conduct. You can be a liberal professor and do your own crap and teach it, but like you can't force other people to go and take your own like political ideology. And honestly, like someone needs to be told about this. Like, I don't know, tell some senator or something about this crap. Tell like Project Veritas about this. Tell someone.
They had to repeat that pledge again in his second class.
Like, what if you don't repeat the pledge? What?
It probably takes off participation points. That's my guess.
Let's say, hey, I object to this.
I object, Your Honor. I want to take this class now.
Oh, you should go and take another semester just so you can take this class.
No, I think you can still get into classes now, can you? Okay, not. Maybe I missed it. Maybe
I'm sure you can.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can. Ain't
Oh,
nobody
you
takes
tried to do
There
that.
we go. Excellent. I mean, it's just like
I go take a drop at the last maybe like nope,
Yeah.
bye. Just
Yeah.
just to get on her
Yeah, I
bad
should.
side.
That's genius. Yes, because here's the thing. When people, they'll go after right wingers all the time for saying, "Oh, you're being insane. You're like conspiracy theorists to think that all the left is like getting in everything. They're getting in culture. They're changing the way you think." No, they don't. No, this is a clear example of how they know that if they change the language, they change how you think. And when they control institutions that filter you from childhood to adulthood, they know they can change you as a person. They can morph you and form
It's
you.
brainwashing.
It is. This is the clearest case I've ever seen of left-wing brainwashing at a university.
Well, see-
I'm sorry, it just is.
You know what you should go and do is like create like a packet to prospective parents of like Penn State people.
Yes.
And just list all the crazy like left wing garbage that's being taught, and then go and like work with some, I don't know, like the Republican like groups or something to go and distribute to prospective parents who want to send their kids to Penn State.
And here's the thing, you know what she's going to try and say against me? Oh, you don't know anyone that's disabled or whatever, person with disability.
And be like, yeah, I have
my
autism.
brother. Yeah. No, my brother has it. And then she says like people get offended over the term autism. My brother's never gotten offended.
Okay, what are you supposed to say other than autism?
Yeah.
Like that is literally the name of the disorder. what like autistic or like
Person with
Asperger's?
autism.
Or like what the heck do you call that?
It's like if somebody has cancer, you're going to go, what are you going to call it?
You got cancer, bud. You got AIDS.
It's just what
you
it
know
is.
what are you gonna say?
Face the
An
reality.
AIDS-riddled person. That's person-centric technically.
Person-centric.
What's going on over here? Like this is just complete ideological. Like what sort of assignments have they been? Do you know what sort of assignments they've been giving in the class?
Think, pair, and share. That's one of them. There was a Canvas assignment where you had to there was like a scenario and you had to explain what's wrong with it, with how the person was interacting. And one of them was, apparently saying somebody, if they look good today, like if you see somebody, you're like, oh, you look really nice today. Apparently you're not allowed to say that because that's implying that you were bad looking before. And, like for example, it says, what do these statements communicate on one slide? One of the statements is, even though she uses a wheelchair, she is beautiful. This implies that someone in a wheelchair cannot be good looking. Another one is Dr. Smith, who uses a service dog, gave a brilliant speech. No reason.
What is wrong with that one? That one just sounds like okay. Where's the service? He's a service dog.
The implication apparently is no reason to include service dog in this statement. Has nothing to do with Dr. Smith's speech.
We're trying to explain like what the scenario is. Like if you have someone with like a giant like afro on, it's like if you go and see it, you're going to notice that thing sticking out like a sore thumb. Like, what was it? When we were at that convention, we had someone with a service dog over there.
Yeah, we did.
Sort of like snapping at you.
Yeah. Yeah, she's like, you can take one of these first. I'm like, oh, okay, maybe not. I'll just leave it there.
Of course she has
Carry
a service
on.
dog.
That would be one of those classes where I would just be completely obnoxious and then wait until the last day to drop it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm planning on doing.
Like that would be bumping.
All right, we had to go and we had to go and drop that.
Yeah, we had to drop that with that word.
All right.
What?
That, I don't think we're allowed to say the D word.
What word?
The D word.
What? Not what?
No, I don't think we're allowed
I'm
to
not
say that.
sure. I'm not sure. We're going to play it safe.
That's fair. Err on the side of caution.
We
Yeah.
don't want another incident.
We're used to that.
Now, when is the drop period for Penn State?
I should check that. It's not for a while. I do know that.
You should. When's the ad drop deadline?
Yeah, let me check. Penn
You should go and take a look at that because it's your final semester here. Just take a bunch of
YOLO.
classes and just don't go to them, and then
Yeah.
just drop them at the last minute. There a limit to how many times you can do that?
Not sure.
I mean, how many you only dropped like one other class, right?
Yeah, I dropped accounting.
Yeah. So I mean,
Justifiably so. Here's another one. You cannot say the statement, Sam was in a blind rage. It says no reason to include blind. And then the last one.
the way that the saying goes. Like,
No, this is the last one's the worst. Terry suffers from schizophrenia.
yeah, that's literally how you would say that. Do you actually know someone's schizophrenia? It's not a happy thing. Oh, I just sometimes hear voices. That's great.
It says suffers implies that condition is horrible.
Yes.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, it is.
Shouldn't we acknowledge that so we can help them?
Yeah, that is like ask anyone with like schizophrenia. That's not like a delightful experience. Like she's just so full of crap. Like if she had schizophrenia, she'd be like, yeah, this is not good.
And it says we often hear this used when talking about mental health conditions and is not relevant.
It is relevant.
It's very relevant.
You have someone who's got schizophrenia. It's not just like, oh, hey, I got the paper today. No, it's like, oh, I'm riddled with a really depressing and sad disorder that makes my mind basically corrupt, and it's probably going to lead to my early death and institutionalization. Like, it is not a fun disorder. I've known people who've had schizophrenia, and it's sad. Schizophrenia, dementia. It's like, oh, she's like, oh, I suffer from Alzheimer's. Oh, that's offensive. Like, ask anyone with Alzheimer's if they're happy with it.
Yeah, I know. It's like
It's probably like schizophrenia, Alzheimer's. They're all like terrible mental disorders that no one wants, except for maybe her. Like me, maybe she should get like some sort of disorder just so she could be like, oh,
no, she has a disorder, I think.
Oh, she probably. Oh, she probably is like a little bit mentally bunk if she's saying all this crap.
I mean, one of the disorders is like this,
Was she like autistic or something?
I don't know what her disorder is, but I can say like this just is
like feminism. Like it is.
I was gonna say that, but yeah, third wave feminism for the clarity. Apparently, the late registration begins January 20th. I guess it's still going on. That means, and the late drop is April 10th.
Well, see if you can register.
We're gonna have a little fun, aren't we? Have you heard of the term cultural broker?
What the heck's cultural? Like, see, I'm adding that to my list of just stupid BS terms.
Yeah, apparently has multiple definitions. It says cultural brokering is defined as the act of bridging, linking, or mediating between groups of or persons of different cultural backgrounds for the purpose of reducing conflict or producing change. So, like the Crusades and Constantinople, right?
Like a cultural broker sounds like a cultural dealer, like a drug dealer.
Yeah.
It's just like a middle,
A
or
broker.
like a cultural car dealer. It's like, oh, okay, you're going basically
That's
going
like-
work between.
That sounds like something that a white liberal would
Yeah, it
call
sounds like a
themselves.
cuckold, basically. I'm a cultural broker, man. Going and enrich me.
Yeah,
Enrich my girlfriend over here.
Well, if you want to be a cultural broker, you have to meet 3 requirements. You have to, number 1, be culturally aware.
You be woke.
You have to be being cognizant, observant, and conscious of similarities and differences among cultural groups.
Oh, differences. Uh-oh.
Whoa, some cultures are different. Whoa, that means they're not equal then. Bad. Culturally sensitive. Culturally sensitive. Now she got the grammar right. Understanding the needs and emotions of your own culture and the cultures of others. And then cultural competent. Having a defined set of values and principles and demonstrating behaviors, attitudes, policies, and structures, blah, 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 blah. Oh my God, such a boring definition. Yeah, so there's a lot.
You have to get a handwritten letter by Alyssa Milano saying that you're good.
Yeah, she gives you the okay. You need a
Get,
sign.
like Oprah to go and like sign something for you.
You need a license, honestly. Like
a license for that, mate.
a license. Isn't that culture policing?
Yeah.
You
that
have
would be
tone
culture.
policing. That's culture policing.
Oh my God! Like, see these classes over here. like I really do think that like Trump needs to make some sort of administration that just goes around colleges and audits their classes for BS like this. Like just complete contrived nonsense that is not going to help anyone. That's just going to go and further the Democrat Party. Because, we need to go and start having like Republican versions of these things in here.
Yes.
If they're going to be doing that, I want my own, I want to be a college professor and just like start having my own BS classes. Because I'd do the best ones.
Yes, you would. You would talk about like memetics for like an hour.
Yeah, I'd have like a meme, like an actual like meme class. They probably have like some BS ones saying that everything's from Russia. I'd be like, okay, now here's like, cultures and why all the other ones suck. Here's
the West is the best.
Yeah, I go into like each culture, like, okay, look at Japan over here. They're involved with hentai and a lot of disgusting stuff. The Chinese, they go and have wet markets where they go and spread viruses and infects everyone else. Go and look at that Kung flu we got over here.
Kung flu. What's the TLDR on the Kung flu? I haven't researched this enough.
Yeah, so apparently there's some conspiracies about this. So first one that's kind of going around is they have in China, they have these things called wet markets, which is like the disgusting version of a farmer's market where instead of homegrown produce and hipster garbage.
Have cockroaches on a stick.
Yeah, cockroaches on a stick, jellyfish, butchered animals, live animals, and it's all in this it's kind of like an anime convention actually, but instead of disgusting people, you just have disgusting live and dead animals.
Oh, that's lovely.
And fish and
nothing could go wrong there.
Oh yeah, and they just mingle around and people will eat just disgust koala bears and bats. And I think that's where people think one set of people think, because there was this video of this apparently it's this thing in China and Japan and Asia where they'll get these cute girls to go and eat god awful amounts of disgusting food on live streams.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, we talked about that in Sam's class in Social 19. It's a thing.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a fetish or something, but there's apparently some Chinese girl eating a bat or something on one of those. And I think they narrowed it down to a Wuhan, that's a province in China or a city. And they narrowed it down to a wet market over there. So that's not surprising. A lot of other people are conspiracizing that the Chinese government released this and that they're using this as a possible
population control
or a way to go and disrupt Hong Kong. Because
possible.
Because if you go and look at it, there's a lot of similarity to SARS. And if you go and look at SARS, it's one of those viruses where it just popped up and in a few months it was gone. It just left a horrible trail of destruction and then boom. A lot of people think that was engineered by the Chinese government, and there's a lot of similarities. They're both forms of a coronavirus. So I don't think it would be impossible to say that these might be related, and especially now too. And maybe some people are saying it could be the U.S. government who decided to go and launch this because it is right around Chinese New Year, and that's their biggest. It's a month-long holiday where it's
yeah, it's a big deal.
Yeah, it's New Year's combined with Christmas combined with Easter, all in 1 month. That's the month to be Chinese, and they just have nonstop celebrations. And they actually had to go and quarantine that. Apparently, they had to quarantine that city. I don't know if they actually went around to do that, because that would be that would be very difficult to go and do. But it's kind of scary, and I'm kind of wondering what's going to happen. But in other news, apparently the game Pandemic is a lot of people are buying that now in China.
I wonder why.
Yeah, it actually there was a news article about it. It was it soared in downloads because people are probably oh, this is happening over here because the Chinese government probably made it just like in this game,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, speaking of gaming, I want to mention something that's been a rising trend, which is, have you noticed that a lot of people aren't using Twitch anymore and they're using D Live?
I've heard that. Well, I never really watched Twitch, but I know a few people have used DLive, non-gamers.
Yeah, Nick Fuentes has, and PewDiePie is huge on the platform. He has almost 800,000 followers. Obviously, I'm not trying to conflate the two. It's not a platform for the alt-right or something like that. It's what people are going to say. But I love their model, which is they have a cryptocurrency that is used instead of regular money. And I think that combined with some other factors means that the content creators get 91% of the money. With YouTube, it's you get half.
Oh, good Lord. That's
with
even
Twitch.
if you're monetized.
Yeah, if you're monetized. Twitch, it's I think between 50 and 70%, depends I've heard 70, but I think it's probably less. And
Probably for the big boys.
yeah, that's true. And D Live, I looked at the platform a little bit. It seems really cool, and it's got a strong emphasis on community. And they have a really good promo video, like super good, on their channel explaining what D Live is or why use D Live. That's what my question was. So great persuasion right there of pacing your emotional state and then giving a good answer through the content creators themselves. And the one thing I do not like about them, and it's a big one, I thought they were a free speech platform. They didn't clearly say this, but there's one person who is banned there already for just creating an account, Alex Jones.
Really?
Yep.
They let Nick Fuentes on there, but
Yep.
they ban Alex Jones.
Yeah, and Nick Fuentes is a official, I think they call it partnership.
Oh.
Yeah.
What
Well, it doesn't take much to become a partner, though.
What
You
was the
only have to get
reason?
like 200 like followers.
What was the reason they banned? Did they even say a reason?
It was some sort of hate speech policy they had.
He didn't even he didn't say anything on there. But no. Like, see, that's what upsets me more than
That
anything
upsets
else.
me too.
When you
'Cause
can
it's a
get
great
banned for
platform.
stuff you don't even do on that platform. It's like, okay, you know, you're banned from this place even though you've never interacted with this company. Like, come on, like. That's why I can't say 99% of these things like that. That's why honestly I like what's that, like BitChute, because at least they'll allow that junk.
Yeah.
You know, they got a lot of things to grow, a lot of room to grow. But you know, honestly, of all the YouTube competitors, I think BitChute's probably got the most promise. But that's why I hated Twitch, because Twitch was like really bad with some of that social justice stuff. Now D Live seems a little bit better, but still,
They're like, man, I mean, it's a great platform. Everything is like, it nails it. It's just this one thing, and that's not good.
yeah, like come
But
on.
they allow Fuentes. I don't get it.
Yeah, like, you know, Alex Jones didn't say anything nearly as bad as like what Fuentes said.
I think he's an affiliate. That's what it's like. There's different tiers. Like,
he's like you would
Well, here's how the
willingly
tiers-
affiliate with him.
yeah, I know. I'm gonna check his page, but the way it works, Sargon's on there. He's still on there, but there's like a certain like progression you can make. The first step is affiliate. If you get 200 followers, you can become an affiliate. Then the next step is verified partner. And then the last step is global partner. I think Nick is just an affiliate.
Okay, but
still,
Yeah.
I do like how they make it easier, though. I do like that, you know? So it's not so hard. Like with YouTube, to become a partner, like with AdSense, is like impossible.
Oh, good lord. Yeah, good luck with that. Then, like,
Oh,
they'll-
speaking of which, what did you think of Owen Shroyer getting
Oh,
arrested at
yes.
the Capitol?
what was that?
Dude, glad you mentioned that. I can probably pull up that video, too. It's on band.video, which is Alex Jones's own video site he created, which gets some good traffic. Like, he's getting tens of thousands of views on videos. And Nick Fuentes, let me check. Nick is a verified partner. He's in the middle tier. He says one more to be a global
They
partner.
verified him.
Wow.
They won't let Alex Jones on there. Come on.
Wow.
Come on, D Live.
Yeah, I mean, D-Live, yeah, I love you guys, but that just sucks.
Like, you need to go and, like, if you're going to do that, at least let Alex Jones on, or else you're full of crap.
Yeah. Now, the thing Phil is talking about, this is a huge one. So I'm going to play the clip where Owen Shroyer was in Washington, D.C., in the Capitol, in a section where people protested before. You can find video of the Remove Trump people with their T-shirts say Remove Trump protesting and saying stuff. And Owen is just standing there silently with a sign. You can check out on band.video. You can Google it. You'll find it. He's just standing there with a sign that says, like, hey, you know, it's talking about tech censorship. And this is what happened.
You don't. What you're doing is considered an active demonstration, and if you don't cease and desist, you'll be arrested.
Sir, the impeached Trump protesters come here every single day. We saw them here. We actually confronted them. Is there a reason why they aren't arrested every day?
What if I just get rid of the sign and hold this?
That's a different story, right? That holding up a sign, that's a sign of demonstration. But you can't bring any demonstration activities in the Capitol building whatsoever. It's a demonstration-free zone.
How come the impeached Trump protesters are allowed to be out here every day? We saw them the other day. They were standing out here. No one came up to them. Is there a reason?
You don't have to arrest me then.
Okay, copy that. Who wants to go to jail? Open up.
No, I don't want to go to jail, but if this is how free speech is going to be violated and you want to arrest me in front of all these people, go ahead.
Absolutely.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen.
No, not yet. He gets warning. I'm going to give him his free warning.
No. Arrest me in front of all these people so they can see the censorship in this country. Go ahead. I want everybody to see the censorship in this country. Impeach Trump protesters come here every day and have never been arrested. But I'm arrested today because I have this sign. That's the attack on free speech in this country. That's the two-tier justice system that we're dealing with. If you're an impeached Trump liberal Democrat protester, you get to come here every day with no consequence. But I have security all over me because I'm standing here silently. And if that doesn't show you the attack on free speech, if that doesn't show you the two-tiered system, I don't know what will.
Unit 405 Second warning's been given.
How many warnings do you give to the impeached Trump protesters when they come here today? How many warnings do you give to the impeached Trump protesters? How come the impeached Trump protesters are allowed to come stand out here?
Sir, are you going to put your sign
And
away
he cannot silently stand here.
Are you arresting me in front of all these people here today? And if that's what you guys want to do, then that's what you want to do.
Gentlemen, no one can answer me. How come the impeached Trump protesters are allowed to stand out here and he's not? Can I get any comment on this?
Sir, are you going to put your sign away? Do you guys think I should put my sign away or no? Do you think they should arrest me in front of you guys right now? What do you guys think? So is this your last one? Is your last and final one? Will you put your sign away and stop them? Do you guys tell the impeached Trump protesters the same thing? I'm just asking. I just want to know. You don't want to play with me. I'm just standing here. So there you go. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Another Trump supporter receives second-class citizen treatment. Another conservative receives second-class citizen treatment. If you're an impeached Trump protester, you can come out here and protest and demonstrate all day long. But if you're Owen Shroyer, they arrest you. So there you go.
Well, I figured I'd play the whole clip there because I think it's worth seeing, and not enough people are seeing it. But that is, I mean, the officer did give him multiple warnings, but they claim you cannot hold that sign outside in that part of the Capitol. But there were, like he said, impeached Trump people there. They had T-shirts that said "Remove Trump" standing right there in the same spot, but he can't do that. Just one guy. I mean, this is scary stuff. This is like that Tommy Robinson stuff almost, where they just take him away. I mean, that's really bad. And Gavin McInnes on Telegram, who was following the Roger Stone trial. Roger Stone just got totally unjustly punished, in my opinion. And Gavin has been seeing the Proud Boys unjustly punished in all these lower courts. He says, I got a bad feeling Owen Shroyer is going to get the Proud Boys / Roger Stone treatment. The courts are already bringing up bizarre, totally unrelated accusations like, hey, he's been to D.C. before. Jail time is a very real possibility.
Well, you know, Trump needs to start standing up and like getting these people out of this stuff. He's the president. He can issue pardons. This is D.C. You know, something needs to be done over here. And, you know, Trump really needs to start, you know, standing up to these people.
Well, he's done one good thing, which is I forget the numbers, but he's appointed a crap load of circuit court judges, a crap load of judges on these lower, you know, courts where these people are getting screwed. Now, D.C. being a very liberal area, you're going to get screwed, like, no matter what. And a pardon, you know, I think he'll definitely pardon Roger Stone once he wins 2020. And Owen, if he goes to jail, he'll pardon him.
I hope so.
I hope so, too. I think he will.
Because, like, listen, like, you know, these Democrats, these Antifa members, you know, say what you will about James Alsop, but what happened to him? Because I used to be friends with him. You know, before
on Facebook, yeah.
Yeah, before he ended up, like, you know, going down the route that he decided to go down. And when he went to the deplorable, you know, he got struck in the head by an Antifa member. They found the guy who did it. They went to court. And then the guy who struck him in the head ended up getting let go by a liberal judge. Right over here at Penn State, we had people tear up Trump signs, and then they were let go by a liberal judge. Nothing's done to these people. There's no justice in this country. Like what Owen Shroyer was saying, there is a two-tier justice system in the United States. And what happened to him? It's sad, and it's downright, talk about deplorable. That's deplorable. And there is literally no justice here. The only justice that Democrats care about is, social justice. They don't care about real justice, or else they'd be looking at this and be like, okay, that's messed up. Like if they have anti-Trump protesters over there and they can do that, why is Owen Shroyer unable to do that?
And he's not even, they said you can't demonstrate there. I mean, he was barely demonstrating.
Well, yeah, and if the Antifa and Democrats are allowed to demonstrate over there and he's not, that should be considered illegal. Like,
and they didn't answer any of his questions or give any rationale. Like, it was the way the cops, like, you can't, obviously radio listeners can't see this, but you see the video, you see one of the cops is like laughing at him, like almost like just like, like, oh, you fool, we're going to take you away. He's like laughing at him as if he's like, it's just kind of sickening seeing it. It's just, ugh. What did you think of this, Phil?
It's crazy how we live in this world now. Like, this is what we've come to. Like, and Owen didn't say anything. All he did, he had tape over his mouth, and all he did was hold up a sign. This is where we're at in this world. This is the craziness that we're at in this world, and we're seeing little bits of that here at Penn State. We're seeing stuff like that here, where these liberal organizations here are getting preferential treatment. They're and we're fighting just to get people on the campus. Like, we're working our tails off to get people on this campus, to get any sort of anything around here, and this right here is part why I love what you're doing with Uncensored America.
I was going to mention that too. Why. I mean, not to toot our own horn, but this is why organizations like Uncensored America exist and are needed.
I mean, it's great to talk about it, and it's great to, make people aware of it. But we got to do more. We got to do more. And I feel like what you're doing with Uncensored America takes it to that next level.
That's what we hope, because I was talking to Alex Baus in the car today, and I was like, this club really is about fighting for free speech in a way that conservatives haven't been doing right now, which is bringing the speakers that have been censored and banned back to campuses, and bring the people that everybody wants to see back to campus, and working through the system to get them there. Because you'll hear all these things like, oh, we can't get so and so to campus because the school won't let us. It's like, no, you can find a way. Trust me. There are always little paths to find. It may be small, they may be like tiny cracks in the top corner, but you can find it, get in there, and get your way through. There are ways. And also this, which is like the double standard of, conservatives and liberals with how, which is given free speech and which isn't. Because if one isn't given it, then that means nobody has free speech, really. And nobody has equal representation. Nobody has equal treatment. And, Uncensored America is starting up, and we're hoping we're going to get approved soon. If you want updates on that, our Twitter account for Uncensored America is Uncensored AM. It's at Uncensored AM. Same thing on Facebook. So that's where you can find that sort of stuff. And I think we're also, we're on Gab too, and Minds, and we have a YouTube channel too, but that's not really going to be the main place. The main place is Twitter right now. And you see how these people are being treated. It's just terrible. It just is awful. Like because these conservatives aren't given a voice when there's silence like this. You need to not only spread awareness, but like you said, fight for them and actually bring these people to campuses and bring, actually, bring free speech literally back. So we'll keep following this one, but this is it's a sad one. I have a bad. I don't think Owen's been released yet. I think he's still, quote unquote, arrested.
Well, they can get him for protesting in the wrong space.
Yeah. Oh, they can bring up a bunch of things.
Oh, yeah.
That's what they did to the Proud Boys. The Proud Boys acted in self-defense, and they said that they were, attacking Antifa. And they were acting like they just came up and beat a bunch of Antifa. I forget the charges and all that, but they put those people in prison for years, some of them.
No, Owen Shroyer has been released.
Oh, he has
been released.
Oh,
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good at least.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I see that on Twitter. Yeah, I guess it happened like a day ago he got released.
He was released and all the charges were dropped.
Good. That's good. That's what we need. yeah. Rob do like one of the other Infowars people just to tweet, "He's out, folks. Free Owen." Oh my God. I mean, you say what you will about Alex Jones, but even though he has been pretty much banned from the internet, he just has his website, and now he created his own, video website. He's still out there fighting, him and his people.
Yeah.
And they're still putting skin in the game, blood on the line. You gotta admit, if you disagree with him, you still have to admit that's pretty impressive commitment to what you believe in.
Alex Jones, he's kind of the embodiment of the American dream. If you think about it, he's like an entrepreneur. He does all his,
yes.
he pretty much built his business from nothing. I give that guy a lot of props. Sure, he's messed up before, but you gotta move on from that. There's a lot of people who did a lot of stupid crap. Especially look at celebrities. A lot of celebrities did a lot of really stupid things back in the day, and then they could just go and wash over that. Oh, come on. He messed up. He admits it. Stuff happens. You gotta move on. You can't just go and ban someone from everything for life. That's not how this works. If someone commits a crime, they do their time and they're out. And he didn't he didn't really commit a crime. Maybe he did something in civil court, but that's being litigated. Once that's done, he should be free to start anew. I don't see why they let Hunter, Joe Biden do all this stuff, and he did some really bizarre things back in the day. And a lot of that stuff he's still doing today with licking people's fingers and grabbing little girls and stuff. And he's somehow still probably, at least the establishment's front runner.
Mm.
Speaking of that, who do you what do you guys think is going on with any of that stuff?
Well, I think the race is down to 3 people. It's Bernie, Biden, and Pocahontas. Everybody else doesn't matter at this point. I think Bernie, he's a hard one to predict now because he has had a sort of resurgence in the polls. I think he could win Iowa and New Hampshire, but after that, I think the DNC is going to put serious backings into Pocahontas because Pocahontas splits the progressive vote. She splits Bernie's voters up. And so they're going to want to keep her in to keep Bernie from winning. And because if he had her votes, he would be in the lead right now, technically, or at least close to Joe Biden. So I think they're going to keep her in, might make her the nominee. It's possible. But I think Biden could come out in the end, just, drag himself across the finish line. Oh, speaking of the people that don't matter, Pete Buttigieg had a Jeb Bush moment.
Oh, what did he do?
Did you guys see that? He was at a rally, and he did one of the most, just silliest things, worst, cringiest political things you could do at a rally, which was have a Jeb Bush moment. So I'm going to play that for you guys because it's one of those things that's just, it's funny but sad and cringy at the same time. So here's Pete Buttigieg at a rally.
By having better hands guided by better values on those pulleys and levers of American government. So can I look to you to spread that sense of hope to those that you know? Come on.
Well,
Did you hear that laugh?
You sound like Krusty the Clown.
Yeah, I know. I told you that in the car. Yeah, I didn't have the clip. There's a clip. I saw that. Yeah, there's a clip that played that right after he did that. And it's so true. He does sound like Krusty the Clown.
He kind of looks like him, too. Just like some, just some, messed up clown. So that's kind of what he is.
You know what it reminded me of, though?
What?
Ultimately, you remember the campus clash with Donald Trump Jr. and so when Charlie Kirk was first introduced, there wasn't that many people clapping, and then Charlie Kirk kind of raised his hands up, like saying, "Hey," like giving the pantomime of like clap up, get up, clap, get up and clap or whatever.
Oh, I didn't even know.
I thought, I was like, I don't know, buddy.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like Charlie Kirk, no one really knows about him that much.
Or they'll know, but they don't care that much.
Like they care about Don Jr. Like he's
a star. He's Donald Trump's son. He's the son of the president.
Yeah, it's just like Charlie Kirk's like, but like, he's
the opening act.
He's not running for president. Biden is that, or I mean, not just Biden, like Pete Buttigieg. I don't know. Like honestly, of all the threats, like Biden really doesn't scare me. Trump could, there's so much ammo like between all of them. Like what was going on, that whole thing. They kind of like they let out all the trap cards to use against them for the most part. Like, Bernie, he's just too old. And he didn't really what has he done constructive in his life? He did some activism, I guess, back in the 60s, but he's been living off of daddy's money for years. He's got like 2 houses, but he wants to go and like complain about the rich. Like, dude, you are the rich. You are the 1%. Give up your money to start socialize healthcare with your own dollar. And like Pocahontas, she's just such a liar. She's such a fraud. Like, out of all of them, she's the biggest fraud out there, I think. And then, like, who else is there? Bloomberg. Like, he is, like, if you hate Donald Trump, he's basically just, like, the liberal version of Donald Trump that can't meme, that, like, it will alienate so many people, like, on the left because they're like, hey, we don't want, like, this New York billionaire. We guess we're getting another New York billionaire. That's really going to attract the Democrat votes. Like, of all the people out there, the only people I think, honestly, that would have posed a problem, but they're not going to win anyway for Trump, would have been Tulsi Gabbard and maybe Andrew Yang. I think Tulsi Gabbard probably would have been the most dangerous one for Trump, but I don't think they're going to let her get away with that.
The establishment will never let that happen.
Like, they saw what she said, and, like, she's suing Hillary. I mean, good for her.
It's more of a political move, though. Let's be honest.
I know. I don't care. I like it that she's suing Hillary Clinton, because like Hillary Clinton really is. She's saying that this person's a Russian asset. Dude, just shut up. You are so irrelevant. You're probably. If you want to talk about Russian assets, look at the uranium one. Guess who that was done under?
Yeah, look at the Steele dossier.
Yeah, Hillary Clinton's just such a piece of crap. Like, she is so, like, dried up, haggard witch. And I said that with a W. That was with a W. Censors. Like, the witch of the West. But, it's just that pretty much is her, She's just, no one likes her. She is unlikable. She does not inspire people to go and vote for her. Smells like death, apparently.
Apparently does that Pokemon go to the polls to make you want to vote for her.
Yeah, she probably smells like an anime convention. I bet that's like just pee-pee and
That's
poo-poo.
the highest insult you could throw at her. Of all the ones you just did there.
Oh, God. And then, like, do you go and see, like, how Tulsi started out her, like, legal deposition or whatever? It was like, I'm not depressed. I do not plan on killing myself. Like, she literally put that on there.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I saw, it was on the internet, but, you can fact check me on that. I wouldn't be surprised because that is a legitimate concern.
I feel like she didn't say that, but it's still funny.
I could see her doing it. And, like, it's so funny. But, yeah, I think she probably would have posed problems with Trump because she's a veteran. And she's like a woman veteran that
but
a lot of people like.
She's not appealing to the left in the country at all. She's very unappealing to them.
She's still pretty left on a lot of things.
She is. She's very progressive. That's why I don't like these.
And she's a woman.
Libertarian conservatives that like started jumping on the Tulsi train, all because of one little issue that's kind of irrelevant now. Kind of. Emphasis on the kind of, which is the anti-war stuff.
Well, she's anti-war and she was like anti this like Google stuff. I saw her on Joe's podcast.
Yeah, but it's like most of her policies are all far left progressive policies. And so she just, she kind of like blends in with the rest of them. and Elizabeth Warren's a more exciting candidate for them.
Oh, how is she more exciting?
I don't think she is, but they
she's
do.
a walking meme. Like, the only people I could see really voting for her would be like soccer moms, like lefty soccer moms. Like,
I don't know.
I don't think she can write like Bernie Sanders. He's got like the voice of, you know, the people. I think honestly, if she was smart, if Warren made, you know, what's his face, Sanders.
He's knocked over the
If he
water
made
bottle.
Sanders like the vice president, I think that would be potentially a problem. But I mean, you know, Trump could just rip her apart, and she's just so weak. Like, she does not seem like she can dish out any sort of.
Oh, could you imagine her with Putin? Oh my God.
No, she would.
God.
She'd probably go in there like she'd be like Trudeau, like an Indian headgear.
Yeah.
Like just walking around.
I hope she doesn't have the baggage Trudeau has in her yearbooks.
Oh God. Well, Trudeau too. He's
a meme.
yeah, you know,
A cringe meme.
blackface and
Like,
what's it with
dude.
like lefties and blackface?
Yeah.
Like, and then look at Virginia over there. Like, see, and that stuff. You know, they had that rally
It's
over
called
there, and
a
that was
form of what's it called? Not compensating, but recovering from your guilt, essentially.
yeah. It's like, oh, you know, I did a bunch of stupid crap. You know,
So
I was,
I'm
like,
going
a
to go
frat
on about
boy.
how I hate racism. I'm not racist. Oh, look what they found now.
Yeah, it's so many of them. You know, it's so disturbing. It's just like it's like
And
a
he did in
fetish with these people.
2001. 2001.
Yeah.
I'm talking like 1950s. 2001. Modern day America.
Yeah.
Well, technically Canada, but modern day world.
Well,
You get the-
technically, it's
you
in
know-
North America.
Yeah, North America. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for saving me.
Well, it's like he just loves to dress up. I think, you know, because you see he's in
does
so
love to
many
dress
outfits.
up.
Like someone made like a meme of that. It was like the faces of like Trudeau, and they have like him in all these like stupid outfits. Because like
Pick
he
your
really,
challenger.
yeah, he's just so weird. He, like, you know, he's like one of those like me characters on like the Wii. You just like stick him in different games and stuff. That's him. You know, he's like you just pull him in different things. He's like one of those recurring like villains that just goes and like dresses and like from Pokemon.
He's a shapeshifter.
Like Jesse and James or whatever. They just go in these like crappy disguises. You could eat like anyone else could tell that who it is, but you know, it's him in like just some BS disguise.
Yeah. I wouldn't want him representing my country.
Like they gonna say Trump's like disrespectful or a joke. Like, dude, look at Trudeau. You can't take that man seriously. He is such a cuckold. He's a Canadian cuckold. Like, I don't know. Like him and who's that one from France too? Like Macron.
Macaroni, yeah.
Macaroni. Yeah, he's weird too because he's like
He's
married
to like a 70-year-old teacher.
Yeah, like honestly,
That's weird.
honestly, I think he was like the victim of sexual abuse, but he just went with it.
Stockholm syndrome.
Well, yeah, because I was his teacher. He was like married to his like high school teacher.
Yeah.
Like, come on, like that's actually
really weird.
That's like no, that's sexual abuse, but it's okay because you're the president. You know, it's the president of your country is like basically married to his statutory rapist.
It's like when like men like our age, like to flip it around the other way, you know, start dating like middle schoolers or high schoolers, you know, when they're in college. We know someone like that. It's like, don't do that, you know?
It's just disgusting. But like, well, see, like at least if they're 18 and stuff and it's fully legal, it's a little bit different.
I know,
like,
but
because it's
still a
different
little
if the
weird.
woman's younger and the men's older, as long as it's within legal age, like
Yeah,
legal
yeah,
limits.
yeah.
But you know there's a biological reason for that. But when you have the opposite, it's sort of a sign of a more beta male.
Yeah.
Because you know maybe like when you're in high school, it's like, oh yeah, I'll go and date the top dog over here. You know, I'll go and date the the high school senior when I'm a freshman. That's like a power move, but you know you don't marry them.
Yeah.
And that's a little bit different too if it's like your teacher. If he'll be bragging about that, it's like, oh, you know, this is hot. You know, this is what I think is cool.
So you saying I'm not a beta then?
Well, I mean, most people not as much of a beta.
Oh wow, I see how it is.
You know, there's always more beta things you can do. It's like
what? Like
there's a billion beta things you can do. You don't
what
have
are
to do
a
every
billion? Well, okay, what beta things do I do?
I don't know, man.
See, not bad then.
No,
Perfect note to end the show on, isn't it?
I don't know. When did you first start dating? You were like, what, 21? Okay, there you go. How long did it take you to ask her out? How long did it take you to ask her out?
It took like 3 weeks.
Yeah, see, okay.
Okay, well, there was a snow day in between.
Okay, a snow day.
You're welcome, Sean.
Yeah, thank you, Phil. Love you too, brother.
Sean, we've been working on this since your freshman year, and it took you till like last year.
Hey, I had help from my friends. I did, but in the end, I was the one that asked her out. Okay?
Yeah.
It just took a little motivation, a little effort, but it got me across the line. So, thank you for listening. We'll be back next week with more real news.